Hey YouTube, just thought I would let you know Jason gave me some homework. So I'm trying to use the draw knife, get everything, that other side of my bow all set like it should. And possibly the back side too, or the belly of the bow, getting that all set up. And then go back and talk to Jason about what my next steps are. Just wanted to talk it over. I don't have the setup like what Jason's got. I don't have a big, massive workbench. I don't have a good, big, massive workbench vise because I've not done anything like this before. So I'm trying to use some stuff that I have. Okay, so I thought I would just share with you what I'm doing. Okay, so I got it set up. I went through a couple different iterations of this, but let me so I just want to share with you. So this is the way I've got it set up right now. I'm just using my Workmate, okay, with a small vise hooked up to it, and then I've got my stave. Okay, you can see that I've already started a little bit. Okay, just trying to get some sort of method to do it. I got it stuck underneath my my drawer for my on my workbench, and then I've got my Workmate actually cinched to that vise, and I was able to do it. Am I able to get as aggressive as what I did at Jason's shop? No, I'm not, but I'm still making a progress. You can see that I've actually done some, like I was saying. Couple of ways that I try to do it. I try to just attach it to something that was heavy on the backside. I got a mill back there that I just tried to connect it to. That wouldn't work. I tried sitting on top because I read in a book that one guy from years gone back, I think it goes back to the 80s, that he actually sat on top of a Workmate, just like what I've got here, put the stave in there, but then he was drawing back towards them, sitting like this, okay? And I tried it. I kept the vise, I kept the Workmate nice and stable due to, you know, the weight that I was putting on it. But I didn't feel comfortable drawing it towards me like that. And then I'd have to break it off back on this side versus just taking it right on out. So I opted not to do that. I've got this set up here. So I'll kind of show you a little bit what I'm doing. And then I won't bore you with all the details. And go from there. So let me just get this camera set up for you. And keep in mind, we're not videographers. We're not major camera people. We are outdoor folks. So if I put it there, then it might be a little bouncy to me doing some work. So let me try this over here. I will definitely edit all this stuff out. All right, so like I said, I'm taking soft, or not soft, but a little bit less than what I did when I was at Jason's, okay? But the principle stays the same. You know, keep the knife at an angle to where you're slicing, okay? And then work the corners, okay? Something I wasn't doing last time when you see me actually just put it flat and go this way. And then as I got away from the corners, it got harder and harder to do, okay? So you know, do like what he said, what Jason said, you know, add an angle and work the whole thing, okay? Come back to this side, do the same thing. I'm getting close to my line, so I want to stay up above that. Here again, I've got a flat, a flat, a flat, and flat. So I worked these tops of these angles and it actually comes across. Now, will it take me a little bit more time to do it this way, simply because I don't have the solid surface like what I did over Jason's? Yeah, absolutely. But this makes it to where I don't have to go out and buy all the fancy stuff. If I get into bow making like I want to, I got all kinds of ideas, then I can start eventually getting the equipment and the tooling that I need to do a good solid bow. Okay. You can see I'm getting a little bit of chatter, so I'm just going to back up here a bit. Some of this chatter is because it's not 100% solid. You can see it's bouncing around. So but you can see I'm taking quite a bit off. I'm still getting down to that line. Okay. Yeah, I'm just using what I've got in addition to, you know, this draw knife that Jason loaned me. Okay. And I'm going to be able to rough me out a nice self bow. You can see I got away with what I was saying there. I'm not really doing the corners. So yeah. So I'm doing it in my own shop here, just trying to get a little bit done here on my own time. And then try to get it up to the level of where Jason's got his. So I wanted to show you a knot that I came across. So I didn't know it beforehand when we were doing the other sides, like I did some of the other knots. Now this one right here, you can see it's actually popped out of there. It doesn't look like it go down too far, so it's probably going to just disappear. I've got another knot here. This is the one I knew about, so I haven't been able to get to that yet. And then I have another one here that it looks like it's getting smaller and it's going to probably pop out soon, but I've got plenty of wood there, so we should be okay. So what's good? So you can see that it really popped out there a little bit more, and I've got plenty of wood in there. So I'll show you again once it's actually, I get below it. All right, just to let you know where I've got today. So I got the sides kind of worked in close. I got the belly of it kind of worked in close. You can see where my line is. I still got a lot of meat left in there. Okay. A lot of meat where the fades are, all the way down. Okay. Let you know how that knot turned out. So there's that knot, but there's still a lot of meat in there, and you can see how I'm into the white right there. So it worked out pretty good. Then I had another knot up here, and you see that's pretty much gone. And there's a lot of meat left in there, so that one was gone. That's gone. Now this one here I'll still have to work on, but I don't see that being a problem. Jason's right when he says that it takes quite a bit of work to get this like this. And it's not that it takes long to do it, especially if I have a setup like he does. It's just, it's tiring. Pulling that draw knife across that hard wood. And then it's not the coolest evening doing this. So I'm sweating, which is good. This will help me lose some of that weight. So I'm back at Jason's knocking out these fades. You can see what he showed me. He showed me to just make saw cuts into thick parts and then knock it out to where I didn't have to work so hard. So first off, I apologize. I did not get any videos of me using the rasp, but I took the rest of that down to my lines using the rasp. Got into the curves. You can see how I cut that down with a saw to chunk it. So I cut it down with the saw to the lines, and then I used a regular wood chisel and got it down as much as I could. And then I used the rasp to take it down even further. Yeah, this is a horseshoeing rasp. I don't have the other one. I used it was a half round one to get into these fades, okay? Right on down the line. So I've got it roughly about 1/2 inch thick to 5/8 inch thick. It's still got some, but you want to sneak up on it so you don't make it too thin, because that's how you're going to get your draw weight. If you notice, I've also trimmed it right down to the lines, you know, to get closer on that. So it's starting to take shape as a bow, okay, as what I want. Okay, it's not necessarily a 2x4 anymore, okay. So it's starting to get a shape. I took the handle down some, okay, because I had it way out there, 2.5 inches, and I know that's going to be too deep of a handle. So I took that down to 1.5 inches. And let me turn it off and reposition. Well, that's just so you would see what the rasp looks like. The half round look very similar. You got a coarse and a fine. So I wanted to show you something here. When we were trying it before, we tried to bend it, and it wouldn't bend at all. I mean, it was a 2x4, it wouldn't bend. But now that I've got this, it thinned out a little bit, you can see how it's starting to bend. Okay, now it's not nowhere where we need to be. I need to have more out of here to get a nice curve on that bend. We'll do that as we go to tiller it, and you can see when it does do the bend, it's nice, it's straight, so it's bending it here versus making it equal throughout. But we're making progress. So I want to thank you all for watching and sharing this journey that I have of making my own self bow. If you would, subscribe, leave a comment, share with some other people, and give us your comments. You can email us at twoguysintheoutdoors@gmail.com, or just leave a comment on the show. Thank you for watching. Get out in the outdoors and have some fun.